Hey everyone, and welcome. Have you ever wondered why English seems to have two different ways to talk about the past? It can feel like a bit of a puzzle, right? Well, in this explainer, we're going to solve it. We're going to look at how English uses time not just to say when something happened, but to show how it connects to our lives right now. Okay, let's jump right in. So look at these two sentences. I visited Haiti in 2010, and I have visited Haiti. I mean, they seem almost identical, don't they? But that one tiny little change from visited to have visited, it completely changes the story we're telling. So what's the real difference here? Let's start with that first one. First up, we've got what I like to call the finished story. This is for all the events that are completely, 100% totally done. And the tool we use for this, that's the simple past. So here's the absolute key. The simple past is for an action that both started and finished at a specific known point in time. You can almost think of it like a photograph from a history book. It captures just one single finished moment. The event is locked away in the past. It has no direct connection to what's happening right now. Here's a perfect example. The Haiti earthquake happened in 2010. You see how specific that is? The time is right there, in 2010. And the action, the earthquake itself, is completely over. It's a finished event. A fact of history. The story has a clear beginning and a clear end. Done. And you know, English actually gives us little clues to look for. These words here, they're like little signal flags. So when you see words like yesterday, last week, or a specific year like in 2003, it's a huge hint that you're telling a finished story. They just pinpoint that exact time in the past. Okay, so that covers the finished story. But what about actions that aren't so neatly packed away in the past? Well, for that, English has this really cool tool that I call the time bridge, and this is the present perfect. So, unlike the simple past, the present perfect is all about connection. It's for a past action that has some kind of relevance or result or link to the present moment. With this tense, the exact time isn't really the star of the show. It's the connection to now that's important. So this time bridge does three main jobs for us. It can describe actions that are still going on, actions that are finished but have a result we can see now, or just general life experiences where it doesn't really matter when it happened. Let's break them down, one by one. Okay, first up, unfinished actions. Scientists have studied global warming for many years. What does that mean? It means they started studying it in the past, and guess what? They are still studying it today. The action crosses that bridge from the past and just keeps going right into the present. It's an ongoing story. Second, we use it for a past action that as a result we can see right now. Take a look at this. Deforestation has destroyed the gorilla's habitat. The act of cutting down the trees, that might be finished, but we see the result right now. The habitat is gone. That past action has a direct, visible consequence in the present. And the third job is to talk about our life experiences. You know, if I say I have never seen a pink river dolphin, I'm not talking about last Tuesday or that one vacation. I'm talking about my entire life, all the way up to this very moment. The time frame is just my life. Okay, so we've met our two main players, the simple past for those finished stories and the present perfect for building those time bridges. Now let's put them side by side. This should make the choice between them crystal clear. And this is the big question, isn't it? When you're telling a story about the past, which tool do you pull out of your grammar toolbox? Well, the answer is actually way simpler than you might think. It all comes down to this one simple idea, a connection to now. If the past event you're talking about has some kind of result or relevance in the present moment, you use the present perfect. If it's just a finished story with no link to now, you use the simple past. That's it. That is the master key. And here's a super handy cheat sheet to help you out. Notice how these signal words really reinforce that core difference. Words for the present perfect, like for and since, they often lead right up to now. Ever and never refer to your whole life. But then on the other side, words like yesterday, ago, and specific dates, they lock that action firmly in the finished past. Okay, so we've pretty much mastered when something happened, but a really good story is also about how it felt. And English has another neat little trick for this, using adjectives that look super similar but have totally different jobs. The rule for this is so simple, you're gonna love it. An adjective that ends in ing describes the thing that causes the feeling. Just think of it as answering, what is it like? But an adjective ending in ed, that describes the feeling itself. It answers the question, how do you feel? These examples show it perfectly. On the left, the jungle trek was tiring. The trek is the cause of the feeling. But on the right, the volunteers were tired. This describes how the volunteers actually felt. See? One is the cause, the other is the effect. It's such a simple tool for telling a much, much richer story. So after all of this, you might be thinking that grammar is just this big, long list of complicated rules you have to memorize. But I want to suggest a totally different way of looking at it. Really, grammar is the blueprint for storytelling. Choosing between the simple past and the present perfect isn't just a rule. It's choosing if you want to tell a finished story or build a bridge to the present. And choosing between tiring and tired, that's not just a rule. It's choosing to describe the world or to describe our own feelings about it. So the next time you hear about a grammar rule, ask yourself this: is this just a rule, or is it a tool for telling a better story? Because understanding these tools is what allows us to share our experiences in a richer, clearer, and way more powerful way. Thanks so much for joining me for this one.